Hey everyone, I want to welcome you to today's webinar, and I want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to show up right now. I know how busy you are, and I promise I will totally make it worth your while. I am your host, Monica Perry, and we've got some great information for you today. Now, before we begin, I really need your commitment on something important. What I need your commitment on is taking notes and being a full participant while on this webinar to the very, very end. I only want to connect with people who are committed and want to put what we discuss here today into action as soon as you get off here. I'm only going to give you my full energy and attention, and all that I ask is that you take down notes and really get the most from this lesson. So if you're committed, that's great. Now, if you're not super committed to giving this your full attention and taking action on what we discuss here today, go ahead and click out of the webinar to make space because it's limited. We want to make room for people who are going to be committed and taking action to improving their health, wellness, and other elements of their life while what we go over here today. Okay, I want to ask you guys a question. How many of you have tried setting a weight loss or any kind of goal before? I'm going to guess every single one of you. That's why you're here today, right? Now, how many of you have reached those goals that you set? And more importantly, kept with those goals? For example, did you stick with that weight loss or did you end up gaining any of it back? Let me just go ahead and set your mind at ease and say that you are not alone. I cannot tell you how common it is for people to decide on things that they truly want to accomplish in life, to set a goal, to work towards a thing, but ultimately come up short, leaving them frustrated and discouraged. In fact, 25% of people actually abandon their New Year's resolution after just 1 week. That is 1 week. That's crazy. For those of them that manage to push past that week, 60% of them will abandon it within 6 months. Now, I know many of you had said that you tried setting weight loss goals before. Well, check this out. Only 5% that lose weight on a diet are able to keep it off. 5%. That means 95% actually regain it while actually gain more than originally lost. That's a bummer. This next one crushes me every time I read it, even after a heart attack. Only 14% of patients make any lasting changes around eating or exercise. How incredible that having a heart attack isn't enough motivation to make lasting changes. It's so tragic, and exactly why I'm here to help you today. To help show you what you need to do to make your goals stick for life so you can make an impactful and lasting change in your life. This is exactly where we start with every single one of my clients and why they are able to become successful, because we guide them through the process of properly setting goals. We help them gain clarity and direction for where they want to go with their weight loss and more. Once we have clarity, we can then map out exactly what we need to do. I call it our goal setting GPS. Once you have that clarity and direction, it's so much easier to know the steps needed to achieve that goal. Otherwise, we're just drifting along, hoping that something happens good, right? Well, I'm here to help you stop drifting and to start taking action today. That being said, I want you to know that you are in the right place if you've been working on the same goal or resolution year after year with little or no progress. Remember that stat from before? The average person makes the same resolution 10 separate times without success. You're in the right place if you typically start out working towards a goal strong, only to find that your progress slams headfirst into a wall once life throws something at you. And we all know it. It happens to everybody, right? And I want you to know that you're in the right place if you're tired of trying to lose the same weight over and over again. That you're ready to say enough is enough and ready to be 100% committed to your goals and to yourself. Now, before we get into the good stuff, the meat and sweet potatoes, I want to let you know that for those of you who stick around to the end of the webinar, I have 2 freebies for you. One's a surprise. Since we are going to diving deep into the best goal setting strategies for you, I have created a goal setting worksheet that you can start getting to your goals down on paper and to begin listing out the action steps you need to take today. So a little bit about me. Again, my name is Monica Perry. I created my blog, Not Another Diet Method, after being a personal trainer for 10 years. I have a degree in Bachelor of Science for Exercise Science at Northwest Missouri State. Go Bearcats! Woo! I just decided to create this online platform to help more people. I can only help so many people with my day-to-day clients, and I decided to just kind of extend my reach a little bit. So I created my blog to help people on certain topics that they may be going through with their weight losses. And I also created Transformation Academy for Women, and I'll talk a little bit more about that later. But I just wanted to help a ton more people be awesome. That's about it. I've wanted to be a trainer my whole life, and I have been since college. So I want to go over a little of what we're going to learn today. We are going to discuss one strategy that will make you 42% more likely to accomplish your goals. We are going to cover how to quit-proof your goals so that you can finally check them off your list forever. We're going to make sure you know the simple goal setting principle that will help you stop procrastinating, to start taking massive action, and what steps you need to take to start accomplishing the things that matter most to you. Whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. Whenever I do a webinar, I always ask the audience, how many people believe in the power of written goals? Virtually every hand shoots up. Yet, when I ask how many of you have written down goals for this year, very few hands go up. This is so surprising to me given the fact that most people know intuitively, and research has proved that those who write their goals down accomplish significantly more than those who don't write down their goals. Pretty simple, right? This is much like anything else that we know to be good for us, but that we fail to take action on. We know our lives would be much better and live healthier, longer lives if we would just exercise and eat a little bit more better, right? We think our relationships will be better if we take the time to spend with our loved ones without the distraction of devices. The evidence is overwhelming that people that set goals are happier, they live longer, and they make more money, but very few people actually do it. Now, hopefully we have an audience full of high achievers that are listening now that do set goals. If any of my clients are listening, hopefully you are thinking to yourself, wow, I'm really glad I set those goals. People get excited about goals. They see the potential and they think, boy, this can really help me lose 15 pounds I've been putting off. Or this could really help my marriage. Or this could really get me into progressing in my career. The list goes on and on and on. So they write down like 1,000 goals. Maybe not 1,000, but a lot. But the problem with a list like that is if you're going to be successful with goal setting, you've got to keep them in few in number. I recommend no more than 7 to 10. More than that, they cannot stay focused and you feel overwhelmed. You might feel energetic at first, but it's not how you feel at first is going through to carry you through. It's your commitment to those goals that are most important to you. Okay, here we go. Now we are going to discover the 5 strategies to make sure you're accomplishing your goals, and it is something that is going to become your new normal. Keep your goals few in number, 7 to 10 goals max. This goes along with what psychologists say, that you cannot focus on more than 7 to 10 things at a time. This should be balanced throughout your life too. Work goals, personal goals, and self-care goals. Again, keep them few in number. Make sure you're focusing on those that are most important to you. Make them smarter. Now, I'm sure we've all heard of the goal-setting acronym setting SMART goals. Well, we'll take it a step further in setting smarter goals. I got this from Michael Hyatt and loved how much more he dialed into it and allowed you to get more focused. S, specific. Goals have to identify exactly what it is you want to accomplish with as much specificity as possible. Here's an example of a bad goal. I want to lose weight. Not that specific. Now, this is much more of an aspiration than anything, and let's be honest, there's likely 90% of the population that would easily say they want to lose weight. But again, this is not specific enough to be a goal yet. Now, if you want to say, I want to lose 10 pounds of fat, that is a much more specific and well on its way to being a good goal. M, measurable. Now the M stands for your goals needing to be measured. The old adage that says, you cannot manage what you don't measure. So you want a goal that is measurable so that you'll know when you've achieved it, you can check it off your list. So a bad goal might be, I want to earn more money this year. Not very specific, nor does it really have something that we can measure to the extent of knowing if we've reached it or not. A better way to say this would be, I want to make 5,000 more this year than last. This makes both specific and measurable since you know when you've reached that amount, you know. You have to have that line where you know whether you've won or lost. How what you've done so far measures up. Another good example of this would be, I want to reduce my body fat percentage to 22% by the end of this year. A, actionable. Every goal should begin with an action verb like quit, run, finish, eliminate, etc., rather than to be a verb. A bad example would be, I want to be more consistent with working out. Now a good example would be, I want to work out 3 times per week, or I want to have 1 date night a week with my spouse. Those are actionable. Realistic. Now here's where you have to be careful. When I say realistic, I'm not saying that they should be within your comfort zone. They have to be in your discomfort zone, not in your delusion zone, but in your discomfort zone. You've got 3 different zones: your comfort zone, your discomfort zone, then your delusional zone. One giant thing to always remember is that change happens in your discomfort zone. So here would be a bad example of an unrealistic goal for me. I'm going to qualify for the PGA Tour this year. Now, I'm terrible at golf, but even if I was decent at golf, this would be unrealistic, and I would just be setting myself up for failure. Now, a good example would be, I want to lower my golf handicap by 3 strokes. This is still outside of my comfort zone. You still want to push yourself. You don't want to have a goal that is very easy for you to achieve because it won't have the same meaning or significance when you hit it. Time bound. Every goal needs a date associated with it. This is the difference between having an aspiration and having a goal. If it doesn't have a date, it isn't a goal, it's just an aspiration. The great thing about a deadline is that it creates urgency and drives action. A bad example would be to say, I want to lose 20 pounds. But if you were to say, I want to lose 20 pounds by June 1st, this completely changes things. Deadlines are really powerful, especially when it comes to goal setting. An important thing to consider with setting deadlines with goals is to make sure that all of your goals don't have the same deadline, because then you'll get a good way through the year, letting yourself off the hook, and then hit the panic button or just blow them off. Exciting. Your goal has to be compelling. It can't be something that is so incremental or something that someone else wants you to do. It has to be something exciting to you personally. So a personal example of something that would be compelling to me is, so last year I had a wedding to go to in New Jersey in the fall. I bought this amazing dress. It was like a $300 dress, but it was amazing. It didn't quite fit me yet, but I wanted to look great in it. I had a goal of losing, I think it was ended up being 7 pounds. I said, I'm going to lose 7 pounds by the time of the wedding comes around. And I did, because I had a dress I wanted to fit into, and I wanted to look great at the wedding, and there wasn't anybody there I really knew. It was just family members. So that's exciting to me. I can't wait to look good at the wedding and in the pictures. And your goals have to have that excitement for you. But that's just the juice that's going to carry through when you want to quit. Relevant. Your goals have to be relevant to where you are in life. So for me, if I want to go to the gym every day, I can, because I can afford that. And it's relevant to me in my life. I'm always there. I have the time to do that. For you, you might have a full-time job, 3 kids, dinner to cook every night. So 7 days a week at the gym may not be relevant to you and where you are in your life, and that's fine. So you can't measure your place by someone else's. We need to take a step back and let ourselves off the hook and be honest what is relevant to your season of life. Sometimes we can be so idealistic that we have the mentality that we settle for nothing but the best or nothing at all, and we end up doing nothing. So it's really important to be honest, to know if this is going to be relevant for you. If it is actually possible for you to hit the gym 7 days a week, then set that goal. But if honestly with yourself, if you can only do 3, then just make it 3. Write down your goals. Few people do this, but there is incredible power in just writing your goal down. It's almost like you're taking the very first step in your intention towards bringing that goal into reality. When you write those goals down, it's almost like your subconscious mind is looking for ways to make it happen. But if you just think them, they just tend to come and go, and it's much more powerful experience if you write them down. It's like your brain says, look, if you don't have enough effort to write these down, we're not going to take them seriously. In fact, there is research done by Dominican University by Dr. Gail Matthews, and she studied a group of those who wrote down their goals and a group that did not. She found that if you just write your goals down and do nothing else, it increases the likelihood of achieving that goal by 42%. So why wouldn't you want to write them down? Write your goals down. Some people think that it's important to write them out with a pen and paper, and some like to think it's better on the computer. But there is some research that shows that there may be more value in going old school and physically writing them down. The argument is that when you physically write them down, you are actively engaged, and then you are therefore more aware what you are putting down. Review your goals frequently. This is by far the #1 reason that most people don't achieve their goals. I am completely guilty of this, I'm not going to lie. But by not looking at them frequently, you forget the importance of the goals that you set, and you get caught up in life and lose focus and everything else that is going to grab your attention and pull you aside. Now, something that has worked for me in the past is printing out my goals, laminating so that I can keep them at my desk, at my bedside, so that I can read them frequently and keep them in front of my mind every single day. I actually have even taken them a step further and created a screensaver for my Google Pixel that has them on there, so I see them and read them as many times throughout the day. It sounds silly, but it's super effective and it works. A diagnostic question that I often ask my clients is, when was the last time you reviewed your goals? Are you reviewing them frequently? Now, I recommend that at least for the first few months after you set your goals that you review them daily. This keeps them present to you, and after that, try to review them at least once a week. You can then ask yourself, what actions can I take this week to make progress toward my goal? So if you go week by week and 1 week you had a back week, look back at your goals and think what you can do differently to make it happen. Share them selectively. Now, in the past, I used to share my goals with anyone that would listen. Duh, social media, right? We're in that age. And that everyone would hold me accountable. But then I heard this great TED Talk by Derek Sivers, and he talked about the follies about sharing your goals publicly. He said, what happens in your brain is that your brain thinks it's already accomplished that goal. It's kind of crazy, right? So in the day and age of social media, just keep your goals to yourself and share them with a few close friends and family members. Going back to what Derek said, basically, in other words, you get the same psychological satisfaction that if you already accomplished your goals. So share them selectively. Share them with only people that you know will support you. Going back to social media, I think there's a lot of people that are just out there looking to hate on other people's lives. So they are looking for you to fail. Only share them with people you know and trust. Now, if you share your goals selectively with people that will only support you, no haters, right? And with people that will only hold you accountable, it is important to have someone that makes you feel safe sharing those goals. It could be your spouse, a friend, maybe a boss or business partner or a coach, someone that is going to be sympathetic, but also call you out when you start making excuses. Not to nag, but to help you keep your goals aligned. Someone who will help you stay encouraged along the way. Okay, now just to recap, here are the 5 strategies to crush your goals. Don't set too many goals, no more than 10. Make them smarter, specific, measurable, actionable, realistic, timely, exciting, and relevant. Write them down physically on pen and paper. Review them frequently and share them selectively. Okay, how do we apply what we learned today? Why should we set goals? Why is it so important? And why should we do this right now? One thing to consider is it takes less time than you think. It also pays huge dividends for such a small investment. To me, navigating life without goals is like piloting a ship without a rudder. How do you get through life? How do you know where you're really going? Many people I know just end up at destinations they didn't choose because they just drifted into that life. Also, the joy and satisfaction of accomplishing the things that are most important to you at stake, and will help build so much confidence. If you really want to achieve a life that matters, if you really want to get to the end of your life and not have any regrets, if you want to look back with fulfillment and think, wow, I've really accomplished some amazing things, then you need to set goals. That is where it starts each and every time, and it's so simple. Now, taking it even beyond just your goals, this is an amazing activity to get in with your children if you have them, or significant other and family. One thing that you might have realized is just how much your behavior shapes their behavior. Having goals, talking about goals in an open environment, so it's important in shaping kids in terms of encouraging them to think forward and work on improving themselves and making progress. The more you can get into a habit of setting goals, reviewing goals, making progress towards goals, not only benefits you, but it has a tremendous ripple effect on the youngsters in your family. Just to show you what can happen, this is my client Liz. She did this. We started out by dialing in exactly what it is she wanted to achieve, and then we set the necessary steps to set her goal. We worked together to set her goal and then made sure to hold her accountable to it, just like we discussed here today. So do you see how powerful goal setting can be for your results when done the right way? It makes all the difference in the world. She lost an amazing 70 pounds, and I think that's awesome. I really want you to remember that nothing I've gone over with you today is theory. This is exactly what we do each and every day with my clients, and a huge part of why they do so well in their weight loss. So I'm not exactly sure why you showed up to here today, but I bet I can guess. You are sick and tired of losing the same 5, 10, 20 pounds plus that you've been trying to lose. You know you are capable of more, that you want to reach true potential, but it feels like the cards are just stacked against you. You have 1,000,001 things to do. You don't know how exactly you're ever going to be able to put yourself first. And maybe you just want to be told exactly what to do, how to do it, so you can reach your goals and see the results that you want in your fat loss efforts. Or to get more muscle tone, fit into those smaller clothes that are sitting in the back of your closet, or just plain feel better. I get it. I've been there. Now I'm sure you're saying, all right, Monica, how do I do this for myself so I can start making progress quickly and easily? Well, you have a few options. You can do things the complicated and confusing way, or the simple and strategic way. You've got some options, and you can choose to go the way you've been going and try to figure it out. Maybe you'll spend another year or two trying this diet thing or the gym, wasting more time and feeling more and more frustrated. Or you can do it the simple and strategic way and finally get the results you've been wanting your whole life so that you can move on to bigger and better things in your life. If you want to dive in and get started right away, I have Transformation Academy for Women. I created this for women to lose weight, to learn about their bodies, because it's not just about diet plans. It's not just about workout. You have to learn how to structure your diet around your menstrual cycle. Yeah, I know, it's gross, right? But there are certain ways you have to lose weight as a woman. Otherwise, you're just going to keep fluctuating back and forth, back and forth. And then there's the psychological effects weight loss has. You have to learn how to stick with diets, learn what is bad when dieting, what is good, what's going to help you stay on track, what's going to stop you from binging. We've all been there. So I created this program for you, all my women. Transformation Academy is my baby. It is the absolute fastest way to get incredible fat loss results while gaining energy and confidence. Up until now, it was only available to all my clients, but I'm now making it available to you. So what will you get? I mean, this is just a small list. There is so much more that goes along with the Transformation Academy. But the basic things that are going to help you lose weight are there's 3 total diets. The Total Metabolic Reboot diet, which is your main diet that is going to help you lose weight fast. And then I have a 10-day detox diet, which I do recommend that you do 3 to 4 times a year. And then I have a quick 3-day quick fix, which if you go on vacation and need a quick little diet just to get back on track and get mentally ready to get back into the saddle and doing it again, that's for you. I have made for your body workouts, because not every metabolic body should be working out the same. There are 3 different body types. Each woman is built differently, and there are different workouts for each body. And of course, the women issues with weight loss and hormones. We just have to focus on different things with our body during different cycles of the month. It makes a big difference once you learn with your hormones and what you should be eating, plus so much more. And I'll just go ahead and go over a few of them. I don't want to take up too much time, but I have meditations. I have a ton of recipes. I think I have over 200 recipes at this point that you guys can use so you don't feel like you're eating the same thing over and over and over. And so much more, guys. There are 3. Here's some of the bonus. Here's how you're going to get results. You have the resistance training for the workouts. You have the cardiovascular training. You have guides to all the workouts. It's all written out for you. You have nutritional guidance. All the diets are written out for you. You get grocery lists. You get food plans and everything. Women's weight loss guidance, sorry. Because we have to lose weight a certain way. It just has to happen. Going back to women's weight loss issues and hormones, how you have to lose weight with your menstrual cycle. It has to be done a certain way. Otherwise, you're going to keep gaining the few pounds back and forth. Made for your metabolic body's workouts. Maximize your fat loss while in the gym. 3 specific diet plans with plenty of recipes to try, along with grocery lists to all of them. I'm going to give you information not given to most when trying to lose weight. Most of the time when you start out with a trainer or nutritionist, you're just going to get a plan for the food and the exercise, but there's so much more psychologically along the way that you have to focus on, and that's included in Transformation Academy. Here's what you're going to accomplish. You're going to gain control of your fat loss once and for all. You're going to fit into that little black dress and the clothes you're dying to get back into. You're going to build a healthy lifestyle that sticks. regain your energy and your confidence again. These are 2 clients talking about 2 of the different diets that you will have in Transformation Academy. Kim started with the Total Metabolic Reboot, which is going to help you lose the weight the fastest. She was down 8.6 pounds in 10 days, which is awesome. And Miranda did the detox, and it helped transform how her body actually burns fat. She loved the way she felt afterwards. Ready to finally get the body you want using a proven transformation system? I know what you're thinking. How much does it cost? I'm so confident that you're going to love my program that I'm offering you a 30-day money-back guarantee. There is 0 risk to you, and I know you're going to love it and get fantastic results. I just really want to thank you, and I'm so grateful that you were here today. I hope this information helps you along your way, if not for weight loss, for also goals all around your life. Thanks, guys.